Are you thinking of going to Copenhagen? Well, make sure you don't plan it without this video.
Because I've got 15 must-know tips to help you get to Copenhagen, all from my Copenhagen solo travel. So stay connected with CORR Travel and subscribe, like and share this video, and click the bell to stay notified so you know when more trusted travel guide videos and more are coming out on CORR Travel to help you plan your travel needs. All right, get ready to get excited about going to Copenhagen. Let's get started.
Why should you go to Copenhagen? Situated on Denmark's southern island, Zealand, Copenhagen is home to centuries of art, royalty, castles and palaces, beer, and, let's not forget, Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales. Denmark's capital and residence of the Danish royal family since 1445, Copenhagen has seen its share of wars, conflict, and fires, but has also flourished in finance, trade, and education, holding the University of Copenhagen, Scandinavia's second oldest university. Today's Copenhagen is a mixture of Baroque and contemporary architecture, tradition and counterculture, while being blessed in a locale ideal for multiple outdoor activities, as well as being a uniquely beautiful welcome mat entry point to Scandinavia from mainland Europe. The locals are friendly and a joy to hang out with in this capital city. Number 2. Time of year and holidays and events impact the number of tourists, travel costs, and therefore determine the best time to visit Copenhagen. Copenhagen's temperatures average from the high 20s to the low 70s Fahrenheit year-round. Peak season months are June through August. These months provide the warmest weather, longest days, and great opportunity for outdoor activities, events, and festivals. But they also have the highest amount of tourists, attraction lines and wait times, and the lowest accommodation availability, driving up travel costs. December can also be busy with higher travel costs due to year-end holidays and events like the Tivoli Christmas Market. Low season months are October through March, when the weather gets colder, days shorter, with local happenings and events slowing down. The number of tourists also slow down, driving down the travel costs. Again, the exception is December. Shoulder season months are April, May, and September, and are optimal for longer days, warmer weather, and enjoying the outdoor activities and events, and a better chance for fewer tourists, shorter lines, and lower travel costs than both peak and low season months. No matter what time of year, always check Copenhagen's festivals and holiday schedule when planning your Copenhagen itinerary. Number 3, getting to Copenhagen. Flying to Copenhagen, you have 2 airport options: the Roskilde Airport, 41 kilometers from the city center, and the Copenhagen Airport, 8 kilometers away, and the easiest and least expensive way to access the city center. International flights arrive at Copenhagen Airport's Terminal 3, and you'll have multiple transportation options to reach the city center, which I'll discuss shortly. Regional and international trains conveniently arrive direct to the city center at the Copenhagen Central Station, and likewise regional and international buses arrive outside the Central Station, as well as at the Copenhagen Airport. Ultimately, I recommend avoiding driving in Copenhagen if you can help it, but if you do, you can find paid public parking, where cost is determined by tariff and time-restricted zones. Free parking is available during certain hours on weekends and public holidays, and outside the pay zone, parking is free, but check signs for time restrictions. Of course, you can also consult your accommodations on parking availability and cost, or alternate off-site parking recommendations. Next, to get around Copenhagen, let's start with getting from the Copenhagen Airport in Zone 4 to the city center in Zone 1. Without a hotel shuttle, the quickest and cheapest way is by train or metro, depending on where in the city center you're staying. If you're staying close to Copenhagen Central Station, take the train from Terminal 3, which is walkable from Terminal 2 or accessible from Terminal 1 by the free airport shuttle. Trains run 24/7 from Platform 2 every 10 minutes and arrive direct to the Central Station in about 20 minutes. One-way tickets can be purchased at the red DSB ticket machines by Danish Crown or credit card. Or you can purchase a multi-day city pass or get the Copenhagen Card, which I'll talk about later. If you're staying in the heart of the city center or Old Town, take the Metro, which also runs 24/7. Metro tickets can be purchased at the same red machines. The yellow M2 Metro leaves Terminal 3 every 3 to 20 minutes, depending on time of day, and goes direct to the city center in about 20 minutes. The airport bus takes 35 to 40 minutes depending on time of day, so this is not as ideal. If you prefer vehicle service, Denmark's ride-sharing can be accessed through the gomore.dk or zero-emission Vigo ride-sharing apps. Otherwise, you can hail a taxi from Terminals 2 and 3. Taxis take credit cards and tipping is not necessary. Or book a private transfer in advance, some offering free cancellations. You could rent a car, but it's really not worth it with Copenhagen's public transportation system. And now in the city center, let's talk about getting around the city center. First, Copenhagen is very walkable. It's flat, has extensive sidewalks and pedestrian streets, and most of Copenhagen attractions and districts are within walking distance of each other. Better yet, do like the Danes do and explore Copenhagen by bike or e-bike. Biking is extremely popular in Copenhagen, and the streets and bridges are perfect for seeing more of Copenhagen in a short period of time on the bike, as well as a harbor and canal cruise. Definitely one of the prettiest ways to see and learn about Copenhagen. You can explore Copenhagen self-guided, or learn more about Copenhagen while meeting other travelers by participating in a group walking, biking, harbor and canal tour, and more, all of which are fun at any age. I have links to some great Copenhagen tours in the video description below to get you started. The metro is optimal if you're further out from the city center or want to access attractions outside the city center. Same goes for buses. Both metro and buses are available 24 hours a day. Download the Rise and Planen app for public transportation schedules and real-time updates. One-way tickets and multi-passes can be bought at ticket machines in the stations. Or there's the Copenhagen Card. I believe the Copenhagen Card is the deal to saving money in this pricey capital city, and great for saving time, especially during peak season. The Copenhagen Card covers unlimited public transportation, including to and from the Copenhagen airport, entry to over 80 Copenhagen attractions, discounts on tours, cruises, restaurants, and more. You can buy it in increments of 24, 48, 72, 96, and 120 hours. I was very pleased with my Copenhagen Card, and I recommend getting it in advance of your trip so you're ready to head to the city center straight from the airport. I have a link to the Copenhagen Card for you below. Number 6, safety tips. Copenhagen has a low crime rate and is considered one of the safest cities in the world. I walked a lot, day and night, and never felt uncomfortable as a solo female traveler. Still, I practice general precautions, like staying within the inner city, walking in well-lit and populated areas, and I use my monosling bag, keeping my belongings secure at all times. If you normally feel uncomfortable being out solo at night, consider visiting Copenhagen in peak season months for longer daylight hours, giving you more time to explore. If going to Christiania or the Green Light District, you may want to go during the day. Number 7. For easy travel in Copenhagen, the following travel essentials at minimum to bring are a Denmark or Europe eSIM card or portable Wi-Fi, VPN service for data security, a portable solar charger to always keep your devices charged, a monosling bag to keep your items safe and be hands-free, comfortable walking shoes, and a versatile jacket, and it's best to dress in layers. Number 8, where to stay. Where to stay in Copenhagen can really make or break your first-time visit, especially if you wish to do a lot of sightseeing in a short period of time. The best neighborhoods in Copenhagen to stay are Frederiksberg, Nørrebro, Vesterbro, Christianshavn, and the inner city. Of all locations, I recommend the inner city for a first-time stay. It is pricier, but it is ideal for walking to the top sites and attractions quickly. As a large and pricey capital city, you can still find budget-friendly inner-city accommodations. When I look for accommodations as a solo traveler, a central location for attractions and transportation, reasonable price, amenities, free cancellation, breakfast inclusion, and good ratings, including a travel sustainable rating, are at the top of my list. And based on those, some of the inner-city hotels I would recommend staying in Copenhagen are Wake Up Bernstrafskil or Wake Up Bordgill, The Square, and Andersen Boutique Hotel. I stayed at Wake Up Bernstrafskil on my last Copenhagen trip. The rooms are compact, but the hotel had everything I needed as a single traveler, including a great location, amazing breakfast and dining setting, friendly staff, and it's a Green Key certified sustainable hotel. If you're looking for the same in a hostel in either a private or dorm style room, try Next House Copenhagen or Urban House Copenhagen. I have links to these great Copenhagen accommodations available for you in the video description below. Number 9. Top things to do. As the capital of Denmark, there are a slew of attractions and activities in Copenhagen, too many to list in this travel guide. But here are some of the top things to see and do in Copenhagen to get you started on building your Copenhagen itinerary. Some of these are free, but for those that aren't, don't forget the Copenhagen Card. And there's much more. Don't forget to put these, at a minimum, on your Copenhagen travel itinerary. And for more things to see and do in Copenhagen, see my online Copenhagen travel guide. The link is below. From restaurants and bars to theme parks and live music, Copenhagen has plenty to keep you more than satisfied. Copenhagen would not be complete without sampling some of the traditional Danish food, like smørrebrød, an open-faced sandwich on rye bread topped with meats, cheeses, and garnishes, or the national dish of Denmark of crispy pork, potatoes, and parsley sauce, and wienerbrød, aka Danish, and other delectable Danish sweets available. On the go, try the Danish street food like pølse, a red sausage hot dog on a bun with various toppings to choose from. And of course, don't pass up the Carlsberg beer. In and around the city center, enjoy sit-down cuisine in indoor and outdoor dining settings, such as in Støjle, or along the water in Nyhavn, or in Christianshavn. Street food options are found amongst the many pølse stands around the city, and the Refn street food market is also popular. For outdoor market vendors providing sandwiches, pastries, and more, try the Torvhelinen market. And if you like live music, there's the Green Island on the harbor, La Fontaine, Jazzhus Montmartre, or Charlie Scott's. For food, drinks, music, and more, all in one location, Tivoli Gardens has it all. For help finding Copenhagen dining and nightlife, try the Edie or Early Bird apps. Or if you're like me, wing it by wandering the neighborhoods to read the menus, check out the atmosphere, and hear the music from the street to gauge where to go. You can also ask your hotel concierge, local tour guide, or any other local on their dining recommendation. This is a great way to find out where the locals are eating and enjoy a more authentic travel experience. Again, don't forget the many food, drink, and culture tours with tastings to help mix it up. Tipping in Denmark is not customary. Service is already included in the bill by law, and this goes for restaurants, taxis, and hotels. But if you feel you've had great service, feel free to round up the bill or tip 10%. It's appreciated but not expected. It's best to tip in cash, but tipping on credit card is also accepted. For more dining tips on what to try and where to go to my online Copenhagen travel guide. The link is below. Number 11. If you have more time in Copenhagen and want to explore more of the region, try a day trip or two. Less than an hour away are the Kronborg Castle, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And while you're there, explore the town of Helsingør. Or pop over to Malmö, Sweden, and or Lund, Sweden. These day trips are easy to do self-guided by hopping on the train from the central station. Or you can take part in a guided group or private tour. I have great day trip tour links for you below to start your planning. Number 12, budget tips. Copenhagen is considered an expensive capital city to visit, and if you're traveling on a budget, keep the following in mind to save on funds. Visit in the shoulder or off-season months, and travel during the week, avoiding holidays and large events. Book your accommodations very early, and or stay further away from the inner city, but close to a metro or bus stop. Depending on time of year, location, and amenities, a hostel dorm room can start at 140 Danish crown, or private rooms at 375 Danish crown a night. Booking a Copenhagen train early provides better chance for securing a second-class train fare at the lowest price. Use the metro or train getting to and from the airport, or get the Copenhagen Card for saving on unlimited public transportation with fast-track attraction entries and other discounts, which can really pay off. If you don't want the Copenhagen card, get a multi-day city pass for public transportation. Some museums offer free entry once a month or once a week, usually on Wednesdays. Check in advance before buying a ticket. Shop at a local market and book an accommodation with a refrigerator in your room and breakfast included to save on dining out. And purchase a Denmark or Europe eSIM or SIM card instead of a costly international plan through your local carrier. 13. Eco travel tips. With extensive bike paths, electric harbor ferries, wind turbines, and an abundance of sustainably rated accommodations, and more, Copenhagen is known as one of the most sustainable cities in the world. Still, here are some more and very easy eco travel tips you can employ when visiting Copenhagen to up your sustainable travel game. For flights 3 hours or less to and from Copenhagen, take the train or bus instead, which could also save you time and money and provide prettier scenery. If you need to fly, use Skyscanner's Greener Flights filter for flights that emit less CO2 or contribute to biofuels through your airline. Purchase carbon offsets through your airline to also lower your flight's carbon footprint. And the less you pack, the lighter the plane, the less fuel it uses. Plus, traveling carry-on only saves time in the airport. Use the zero-emission Vigo ride-sharing service to support the use of electric vehicles in Copenhagen. Or just see Copenhagen by public transportation, bike, electric scooter, or just walk. In addition to Booking.com's travel sustainable properties, Green Globe and Green Key Global also have eco-friendly certified lodging options. During all phases of travel, including on a food tour, reduce plastic trash and your carbon footprint by bringing your own reusable, collapsible travel bags, cups, water bottle, and travel utensils, which take up very little space in your carry-on bag. 14. Pro tips. If you're still with me, you're going to love these travel tips that are just for Copenhagen. Denmark is on the crown, not the euro, so do currency exchanges wisely if traveling to and from Europe. Always carry a little cash in case an establishment does not accept credit cards or a credit card machine or metro ticket machine is not working. The water is safe to drink in Copenhagen, and although it's flat, Copenhagen is paved and has cobblestones, so wear comfortable walking shoes. Copenhagen has free public Wi-Fi, and there's free Wi-Fi in the airport and in many establishments. Many Danes speak English, but always lead the conversation in Danish. If they speak English in return, that is a courtesy. Many shops and museums open late, around 10 a.m., and close early, around 4 to 6 p.m., so check online in advance before making plans. And Copenhagen does allow public alcohol consumption, just not on the trains, so feel free to enjoy a beer while you're sightseeing in Copenhagen. Now that you know your way around Copenhagen, would you like a great Copenhagen itinerary for getting the best of Copenhagen in just a few days? Well, see my link below to use my Copenhagen in 3 amazing days itinerary that takes out all of the guesswork for planning your first time trip to Copenhagen, even on a budget. You'll love it.
I hope you enjoyed these 15 essential tips on Copenhagen. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe and keep coming back to CORR Travel for your trusted travel planning. If you want more information on Copenhagen and Denmark travel, check out all the links I have for you below, as well as watch the next video. All right, I hope you enjoyed Copenhagen as much as I have. Have a good time. Take care. Bye.